morning show. We're on air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls from the Bears. Hello, hello, it's Rangers Radio. Hello, hello, this is the morning show. We're on air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls about the Jazz.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Rangers Radio. One more sleep before we welcome our Russians to Ibrox on our sojourn through Europe. On the panel tonight, we've got Big Ulster Bear, we've got Bridgeman, and we've got Urs Fox. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, everybody.
Evening, guys.
Can I say a big good evening to the boys in the panel here? Huge good evening to the boys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
How we all doing, guys?
I'm doing well, thanks. Yourself?
I am getting there, Bridgeman. Getting
Big
there.
Ulster good? Big Ulster and Foxy good?
Doing very well, thank you, guys.
Excellent, excellent.
We're taking our time answering you there, Bridge. You haven't
Ah,
said something.
I'm used to it slinging a diffie they called it, didn't it?
You're going to say slinging a dickie there, aren't you?
Oh, no. I wouldn't go as far as that. I'll leave that one to Foxy.
Aye, all right, and well, ooh, we are awful. But anyway, we finished off last night, we were talking about the Hummel Training Centre and the developments there, being funded, of course, by the Rangers Fans Fighting Fund, and Hummel themselves putting new effort into our academy. So what they're talking about is new education suites, couple of new dressing rooms and everything. Happy about that, Ulster?
Very happy, mate. Everything's doing, this is the future for our club, mate. You can't go out now and buy these multi-million sales are trying to do is obviously bring through their youth. You see it at Ajax, Feyenoord, etc. I know we'll keep mentioning them teams, but they're great experts now of bringing their youth through, and then obviously they either do really, really well for their own teams or they move on eventually. And I think that's the future for clubs like ourselves, what we have to do, mate, to try and stay ahead of the game. We can't always buy and match the finished article, but what we can do is set up and be as good as everybody else in Europe of trying to create the best players possible, mate, and having them at the club rather than buying them in at the later stage.
You summed it up perfectly there, mate. You've got to develop players when you can't afford to go out and buy them. You've got to actually be near enough producing the finished article, Bridgeman?
Yeah, absolutely. He's 100% correct. I have to say that I'm absolutely delighted the way the Hummel Training Centre's gone, and the story I was reading about it. I was reading about it today. The development and so on and so forth. What you're obviously going to talk about in detail, I hope, at some point. But really and truly, it sounds tremendous, and that's been a roughly an 18-month type project from sort of thought processes and design stage and so on and so forth. And some of the money's been already donated. So really, really good and clever stuff, and I hope it all happens and happens quite quickly. I believe you said it was November, is that right?
November 6th, I think.
Yeah, very good.
Wouldn't it? I'm not quoting myself on that one.
No, the work will start, but it'll probably not be ready until the springtime, as such,
Aye. What about yourself, Fox? Happy with that?
I think that's a great idea. The Rangers Fighting Fund was money that was locked up for years there and was never used for the purpose that we'd hoped it would be used for. But it's nice to see it going to a good use. I think it's important that families can go and watch their kids playing football up in the Hummel Training Centre. And as we all know, it's wide open and open to the elements. A wee stand in decent conditions for the young boys to flourish under, nice dressing rooms, and a party, I think it's educational rooms they've got in it as well, which is all good for the future. The club's getting very, very professional now. We're not stuck back in the 70s, as I've said before, trading on our name. We're going out to entice people to let their kids sign for Rangers, and hopefully we start picking up the cream of the youth that's going about,
Well, we seem to have overhauled the scouting system anyway, folks, but Just, I couldn't help but listening to you there, mate. You know, a few years back, I think we were all talking on here about selling it, you know, get the ground away and get the money and put it into the club, you know, because it was doing nothing for us. And I think it's a massive turnaround, and I credit the club and the board in this instance as well, that the Hummel Training Centre is going to be used specifically for what it should have been getting used for, because we all thought we'd missed a trick. We went down to the bottom division, it should have been then we were building things up, you know. But absolutely great news. I'm delighted about the stand thing for a start, but I think they should be letting supporters in there to observe what's going on or anything else. You know, they could work out some way, letting the fans in, letting them see the training going on, letting them see how the young boys are doing. I think it'd be a good experience for the young boys and all, Ulster.
I definitely, mate, if you had a few hundred there, you know. That's the same as the game, the Larne game I was away, you know. It wasn't the biggest support you'll ever get in your life, but the wee ground was full. The stand at the half, something similar, you know, it's one stand down one side, and I'm sure the young fellas enjoyed that, mate, you know. Alright, it's not Ibrox Park, but it's still playing in front of the fans, or playing in front of, you know. And as I say, I'm sure it gets them all excited and it builds them up to future things that are happening, you know. But just quickly on that, before we just to add on this, it was someone that's seen today who knows, who deals with the youth. It just says Rangers Academy has been recently audited by top European club auditors, getting a double pass, scoring 88%, which is the highest score in Scotland, and on a level with some of Europeans' top academies. 3 years of massive improvement reflected on every single department of the club.
Sounds good, mate. All goes well for the future, Bridgeman. Happy to see you.
Sounds great, doesn't it?
Happy to see you standing up.
Oh, yes, I'm delighted with all of that. But can I just say that I'm obviously a bit older, and my mind goes back to when we were run by the bad people, and the bad people wanted to sell it. They didn't want to sell it to get any money into the club. They wanted to sell it to get the money and steal it. That's what they wanted. And then there was another group that thought, the goodies, that were thinking, indeed along the lines that you were saying, that we could sell that and invest it, to give us some money as a springboard and get it started properly and get some money into the club and see how it goes. I'm very pleased that offer or option was never taken up. It was a good option and it was a way to do it, but we could have lost a lot out of that. Now you've got, just as Ulster said, you've had two audits done and everything's looking all great and tickety-boo, as you say, and we're starting to invest some money, and it'll not be that long before we start to see some real output from it into the first team, I'm sure of it. Into the first team squad, that is.
Well, I hope you're right, Bridgeman, but I think, you know, in fairness, I think some of us were naive previously when we thought selling Auchenhowie and the money would go back into the club, you know.
Yeah.
But again, I wonder about the potential in an academy and a training centre. I know everybody and their grannies got them now at clubs, you know, but I think back in the days the Rangers trained out at the Albion, even in the days when, you know, Hateley and people like that were there, they were training people like Jordan Hill and things like that. You know, it was unbelievable. You know, I always felt it should be a closed session or whatever, but it was just ridiculous.
There's a lovely big set of rugby fields and hockey fields, and just opposite the Pont Hotel and Great Western Road there.
Aye.
And that apparently that Murray, I believe that Murray actually put an offer in for it, and was told no, it's not going to be good enough, and so on and so forth. And I think I was the advocate that told him no, and that's a well placed, because that's exactly what you're talking about. They were training there because they were renting the ground out, and I think after Murray put the offer in, and then he withdrew the offer, they moved up to Annisland Cross area, just behind where the old cinema was at Annisland there. They had a big university grounds in there, so they were renting grounds in there to do some training. And of course, we've ended up at a lovely place up at Hummel and Auchenhowie there. I think that my memory goes a wee bit far. I'm sure they used to train at the White City.
Aye, you knew it at the Albion, that's what
Aye,
I'm saying.
correct. Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
That's I say,
Just wow.
I used to go, I used to take fast tracks where he was only a lane. And I remember seeing Chris Woods and Andy Gorham together.
Yeah.
Mo Johnson, Alexei Mikhailichenko. Who else was there? Well, McCoy's would be there. Mark Aitley, all these people. They were all
Yeah, all
playing
the people
what-
standing outside watching them going in for training.
No, you were actually Stone and Roon. It was just a
Aye.
public park kind of place.
No, but I mean leaving Ibrox to go for their training. You know, that's quite incredible. Yeah.
Aye. But, unbelievable, but how things have developed, you know. I'm really interested in the education side yet, and I'll tell you why. I think young boys are getting an opportunity here, you know, that's maybe out of this world. I've seen it with a few boys. I know a young boy who was up at Auchenhowie. He was getting signed, supposedly signed, and anyway, cut story short, the boys no there anymore, and they're kind of left to their own devices. But I was glad that I think it was Craig Mulholland was saying, you know, they want to provide them with better educational opportunities and everything else, because we all know how few boys actually come through the ranks and make it, eh, Fox?
I agree. I'd like to see Rangers take it that bit further again. There's young boys joining our club are signing like schoolboy forms for 8 years old. By the time that they either make it or don't make it, they're usually 15 to 16-year-olds. I'd like to see Rangers start to train or offer to train some of these boys in other jobs in football. You could be a groundsman, an administrator, start young boys in coaching. Anything to keep them in football, mate, instead of letting them wander away and then they have nothing more to do with football. There's a lot to offer these kids, and I suppose there'll be government grants would go along with that to help them get jobs in other spheres of football rather than just playing. And I think that would be good for some young boys that probably ducked out their education because they thought they were going to make it at football, and then when they get to 16, they're left with nothing. So that's what I would like to.
Aye.
I'd like to see them further their education that way. I don't know what any of the rest of these think on that.
Fred Ulster.
Yeah, I think you're right. It'd be great if we could have that type of education for them. I know that a lot of the boys I was at school with, they couldn't wait to get away from school because they were very promising at the football, and quite a lot of them got games for teams, so they were picked up and sort of looked after and ended up playing for some really good teams and earning a living out of it. Others were really good, and others were just on the cusp. And those ones, their parents were really good with them because it made them go and do their apprenticeship and be part-time footballers. So a lot of them were playing part-time and signed for Thistle and teams like that, signed part-time for them, and they were allowed to continue their apprenticeship. And then as soon as they finished their apprenticeship, they went full-time. So there's many ways to skin a cat. The boys at the end got some of them got really good jobs with the football, and others just on the periphery of football. And that's the part that Fox is talking about. They could do many other things other than playing football, but sometimes the only way in is through the actual football itself. Get yourself in there, and you can take up whatever other offers for training are available to you. Be great, Foxy. Well said.
But we've been joined by Jimmy for Knightswood. Your thoughts on it, Jimmy? I don't know if you caught what we were talking about.
Yeah, guys, I was just sitting listening to this for the start of the show. How you all doing, guys? All right?
Aye, good pal, yourself.
I'm doing no bad. A bit of a cold again. I can't believe that.
Right, that's plenty.
Well, you know, Jimmy, just at the beginning of the show, Foxy was offering us funeral. This was a couple of funeral plans. So you might be interested in taking Foxy up on that one.
I've just reverted back to the Vaudier lime sipping. I've even added a wee bit of soda water to it. There you go.
Love it, Jimmy. I love it.
Well, listen, don't you be taking too much vodka. You'll end up supporting the Russians tomorrow night.
Aye, very good. So, hey, I've been listening intently, guys. What you've been saying. I agree with Fox there. You know that I'd like to see him take it further because I mean, for every Barry Ferguson, there's another maybe 20, 30 boys who don't make it, and like yourself, there's a couple of people that I know who didn't make it. Who ended up going to play lower league football and then just disappeared. But that was all their life was, through was football, and there was nothing there after it. They came out of school with a decent education, but when they went to Rangers, they didn't have any education programme for them. And some of the money that's getting thrown at players now is ridiculous, especially young players. But education-wise, I think it's a fantastic thing that Rangers are going to be putting forward. And let's see what comes out of it. If the boys come out of it, with a good education and maybe a club like Rangers, maybe they just no go it for Rangers and they go elsewhere. But hopefully that we can get the fruition later on in the years in that young boys. And that is great. But it's a fantastic idea that Rangers have got, and I'm pleased that they're staying where they are at Auchenhowie or Hummel. Like Bridge there, the Anniesland thing is only 5 minutes away from me. As I say, my wife used to work in it was a bingo hall after it was a picture hall. And I used to walk down, and you could just walk and stand on the touchline, and Watty was belting out his instructions and things like that, and Gaza was there, and it's not something you would be allowed to do now. So and I was also at Jordan Hill, and it's day and night now, guys. Isn't it?
I was there a lot, Jimmy.
Well, I used to follow them, go and see them train, get autographs and different things, and I remember. I will all remember it's on here. I don't know if Ulster's on the new, but he'll obviously not remember. I remember going out to Ibrox, and the guys when we used Albion, and they would just be all walking out the Ibrox main door and walking across to the Albion, their boots and all that. Boots on. It wasn't like a pair of boots there or a shooter. They had the boots on, and it was like a thing with horses going along the road, with their clippy-cloppy and that. But how times have changed, guys. We're Glasgow Rangers, most successful club in the world, so we should be doing things like this, because there's a lot of clubs around the world that are doing this, and I've got to congratulate. This is a good way forward for Rangers, and for the potential that we hope that we can pick out along the lines.
I would like to see them having specific modules, designed to fit about football. And I'll tell you why, as you say yourself there, Jimmy, for every Barry Ferguson there's 100 boys, end up going looking for a job with a day now, I'm not making it at football. I think there should be a programme for parents to put parents fully in the picture, and I think there should be a programme for the boys themselves, but I think there should also be financial advice, short career. It can be an even shorter career, it can be ended the very next day, with an injury or something. I would love to see all modules like that put into place, and really targeted specific training, and education built all about that. Look, if you don't make it, here's other alternatives, or if you're getting a few quid, here's where you should be putting it, apart from EBTs, of course.
Aye.
Mon Paul, listen, your boys here, but very few boys make it. You should be encouraging them, to get an education out with football, plan for the future and all that, because it's quite a specific job. It's unlike any other for me, but I would like to see a lot more of that Ulster, that kind of thing going on there.
Yeah, Fox makes a very good point, especially when it comes to maybe getting these guys, coaching, etc. Because who else is better experienced than these young fellas themselves, who have been getting taught by different coaches from the likes of 8 years right through to their 16. So it's trying to getting them into programs, getting them into listening, instead of just doing their training, learning why they're training these different wee drills, and then just in case that they maybe don't, as they turn 16, 17, maybe just don't make the grade, just don't progress that last wee bit. But at least, as you say, they're well schooled in their minds of how to actually do it themselves. A wee bit like a golf caddy, isn't it? We maybe can't. You don't know exactly how to play. Maybe not just as good at playing the golf, but you're more schooled in why a ball should be hit, etc. Maybe there's the way that these guys could do it. Well,
can I come in there as well, Ulster? I was trying to finish off what I was saying. I'm not going to name the boy. He's a family friend. I don't want to embarrass him. But he was signed on with St Mirren 4 years ago. A good friend of my boys. And see what you were saying there too about educating the parents. What happened with this boy is, this boy's now playing amateur football now. St Mirren let him go. But I nearly said his name. What happened to him? He got a good contract with St Mirren, but what happened is, and he'll don't bother me saying this, no, because he's a good boy. But the money kind of, even though he wasn't earning fantastic money, he was in the first team pool, and he was earning good money, and it kind of went to his head. And I feel that his mum and dad weren't given the proper guidance how to deal with that. And what you're saying is 100% correct. It's no use saying, my boy plays for Rangers or my boy plays for St Mirren or whoever it is they're playing for, and expect to get the plaudits. We've got to educate the parents as well. You know, there's a lot of pitfalls for young boys now trying to get into the game. And this lad that we know, it's unfortunate now that he fell through the net, and now he's playing local amateur football. And hopefully he's hoping to get back into the game. And I can tell you guys, he's only 22. You know, and that just shows you how quickly he fell through the net. And that's sad. And I hope he gets back up on his uppers again. But we could see he's got a great talent for day one when I seen him play. And unfortunately, I'm not saying that did the money go to his head? Maybe it did. But the parents have got to be educated on that aspect as well as the boys that are earning that kind of money.
I think you're dead right, mate. It's interesting you mentioned St Mirren there. St Mirren went away, 20 odd years ago. They'd Alex Ferguson, 30 year, maybe more than that, so way back anyway. The chairman at the time was Gordon Folds. Gordon Folds was a director of a couple of local businesses and all that. And a lot of the St Mirren players, they weren't full-time, they were part-time, but he organised employment for them out with, you know, St Mirren kind of thing. And then as time went on, that fell by the wayside. But I'm talking about players that were playing every week. I'm talking about first-team players. So they'd kind of done that, and then later on, I met David Longmuir. David Longmuir was a youth coach at St Mirren as well, and they had a good wee set-up gone there as well for all the boys, but again, that's sadly lacking. This look, you're making a lot of money now, that can all end tomorrow, you know. You can be, you know, you can just be dropped by the club basically, you know, and then how do you make your way in the world? What are you going to do then? What alternatives have you put in place? You know, or even through an injury. But St Mirren were doing a lot of work on that, which quite, I think they were the first team that had players who were part-time, but also provided them with local employment as well. You know, I think that was a way they could go as well. I was listening to a Derek Ferguson talking as well, and he was speaking about Barry, and Derek Ferguson was talking about, he was with Falkirk at the time, and they took young Barry up to Falkirk and gave him a look about. Says, look, this is what the possibilities are if you don't stick in, you know, you can end up here, don't have great facilities, you know. Players are expected to do this, expected to do that, you know, all this kind of thing. That I think that's great education for the boys. It's a hard game to make it nowadays. Hard, it always was. You know, we all know how many guys. You walk into any pub in Glasgow, I guarantee you somebody will point out 3 guys that should have made it at football, but they end up northern. You know the kind of thing, Jimmy. That's
of course, aye, definitely. You're 100%. You know, there's many places like you can. I could pick out 4 or 5 that are personal friends of mine that I thought, and they played in the lower leagues and the Rangers were interested, but they just didn't make it. You know, and it's because of education. You know, I mean, you've got to educate some. No, nobody likes a drink more than me, but I mean, if you want to be a football player, you can't drink and smoke the way people do. And you've got to educate people on these different aspects of life. You know, as you said, you could end up at Falkirk. I mean, one of my pals ended up at Stenhousemuir, and you know, he's a plasterer now. You know, he's been doing that for 20 odd years. You know, so that type of thing, true. You know, we've all, you know, we've all seen, we all do still see guys like that we know that could have made it, and it's a shame. But it's a great thing that Rangers are doing. I'm pleased. It's a forward-thinking thing, and it's good to see that they're going to put this in place. Fantastic.
Well, a good friend of mine when he was at Drumchapel, he was a year ahead of me at school. He was a goalkeeper, and he was a goalkeeper for Clydebank. And he worked in Barnstroud's at Annisland. and he was an apprentice scientific instrument maker, as they called them. And he was asked to go full time. He was offered a job with Dunfermline. At that time, Dunfermline were a half decent side, and a club as well. And he was offered full time to go there as well. And he knocked it back. He says, "No, I'll stay here until I finish my apprenticeship." And he did. He stayed there until he got his apprenticeship. And then I think he went to Dundee, got a good contract with Dundee. So he was a smashing player, good goalkeeper, very good goalkeeper. So yeah, that was the bit of wisdom.
But the thing is, we're talking about a utopia here, guys. And
Absolutely.
Education costs. You don't get that for nothing. There is going to be cost incurred with it. You're going to bring in decent trainers, and by trainers I mean people that have got experience in delivering certain training programs and courses out with the football I'm talking about. You don't get that for nothing. It is expensive. So a lot of the smaller clubs and everywhere else will not be able to afford that. But having said that, I remember I worked with a guy who played for, well, I better not go into it all, but he ended up with a Premier League club. Tell the gaffer to stick a job up his arse. He ended up at a Premier League club, and one of the old guys was noising him up. "You're daft, the Sundays are starting soon,
Aye.
And he came in to see us all after a while, and I'm talking about playing in the Premier League. And he came in to see us all, he showed his pie line. I tell you this. The old fella that was winding him up was right. He'd have got more money staying where he was, so...
We get any Sundays?
Well, a lot of boys at
Yeah.
provincial clubs are not getting the money.
Oh, not getting anywhere near it.
you
Yeah,
know.
absolutely, yeah.
So I think it's a great thing the club's doing, but it's a thing they shouldn't be going at half-hearted, folks?
No, we'll just have to wait and see the outcome after a couple of years, like everything else, how it progresses. I think it's no one of them things you can make a judgment on right away. A bit like all youths coming through in football, you've got to wait till they hit their potential, and it'll be the same with the educational suite at Ibrox, mate. Some people will progress, others will fall by the wayside, but we should try and hold on to people that have got an interest in the game. As I say, social media, even Rangers TV, everything. There's jobs of all sorts doing about football. Maybe get some decent presenters once in a while as well. Ho ho.
Well, you're a great laugh, folks. Good night.
Switch him off.
No, I wish I could ban him now, but I can't, but there you go. But I think it is, and just maybe to finish this off, guys, clubs are looking for the young boys to be committed to that particular club. I think there's also a reverse commitment. It's a two-way street for me, This wee boy sitting in front of you, if you're sitting with a group of 20 kids there, they're not all going to make it. I think you've got a responsibility to all of them without just throwing them in the scrap heap as they go out the door kind of thing,
Yeah, good point.
That's my way of looking at it anyway, guys, Anybody else want to say anything about that?
I just love it. I love the discussion. It's really good. And it's, as you said earlier, it's a bit utopic because we would just love it to be like that. And that's what we're trying to, I would imagine that's what Rangers are trying to drive towards. And I wish them nothing but luck. I really do hope it happens for them. And they'll be very, very highly commended for it because there isn't very many clubs in the world that are doing these things. And that's the truth.
Well, the thing was, Bridgeman, we all know the boys, particularly Hibs had the run of boys who come out and really hit the big time and ended up with nothing. Money getting through at them, buying fancy motors and hoosies and all the rest of it, end up scratching their backside, Hard game, education, very important for young players. But anyway, guys, another point I was reading today was the Sports Direct have now won that case and we're getting hit with the costs. Sports Direct are arguing that, Rangers had signed a contract to another company. They should have been in there, they should have been able to compete with them or undercut them. I don't know how that works business-wise. I wouldn't like to put a tender in for a contract and find out that the people I was putting it into were revealing that information to a competitor. So I don't know how that one works, but that was the ruling in court. The other thing is, I say, the court is giving them time to have a look in at the amount of expense that Sports Direct's put in for. They were looking for $250,000. The judge reckons that's excessive. So they're looking into that. That's my understanding of it anyway. Any thoughts on it, Ulster?
I'm bored to death of it, to be honest. Unfortunately, mate. Every time you think you turn a corner, Fatso comes about, does this and dampers us again. I think you sort of get into a stage where you just think, just leave us alone. But maybe that's not being unrealistic because there's money involved, etc. But I think it's come to the stage where we're just bored of it now. Us as fans just want to sell our shirts. Want to get over all this. But I think the club themselves, or whoever's been at board level who's been to deal with this, have to take a lot of the blame for this, true, because we've paid them the $3 million to break up the contract and to create a new one. And this, whatever they have signed, obviously isn't really standing up too good on our side of it bargain, because that's a couple of times now Ashley and Sports Direct have won cases against us. So it looks like even though we've paid the $3 million and we've cut ties, we've only cut a few ties, and unfortunately they've still got this hold on us, and I don't know what it means for us now going forward, but it's more costs, court fees that the club has to pay, and just a whole lot of a rigmarole. I don't think this one's going to be done for a while yet, unfortunately.
I think you're right, mate. Much as I hate to admit it, Bridgeman.
Well, I honestly don't believe that Sports Direct have actually made a match and made an offer to Rangers for it. So whatever information Sports Direct's been given, somewhere along the line, I don't think Rangers have ever received a contractual offer. But the judge has obviously taken shall we say the ruling is against Rangers because Rangers have taken another contract out. It's as simple as that. But the reasons for the contract getting taken out, I don't think have ever been raised in the way I think it should have been. And I just don't. I think the next time we end up in court with Sports Direct, the whole lot's just going to come spilling out, and they're going to find out that Sports Direct haven't bothered their shirt about the contract. They've just waited and waited and waited, and then took Rangers to court, and they've won it again. And we've said this before, True Blue and all the rest of the panel. We've said this till we're blue in the face. We really need to get our act together. Ulster's right. There's nobody to blame but ourselves. We can dislike what do you call him? Ashley. We can dislike him and his Sports Direct all we like, and we do. With bordering on hatred, if not actually a hatred. But the legal part of it is our own fault, and we blame the people that gave them the contract way back in the far distant past, and the ones that signed that contract when we, as Ulster pointed out, we gave them the $3 million to break the contract and found out they had a continuity clause in it, and that's the thing that's going to kill us if indeed it gets that far. I was reading some today in Follow, and one part of it said, this guy said that this case was this ruling is only lasting until June 2020, right? And in June 2020, the continuity clause is no longer valid. So that's what he said. I'll try and find it again to confirm that. I don't know how true all these things are. I don't know anything about it. All I know is somewhere along the line, Rangers need to get their act together. And if we're going to have to go with Sports Direct, I'm afraid we're going to have to go with Sports Direct. Much to our hate, we absolutely hate them. We have to make a decision what we're going to do. The club can't afford to be going out and spending every year, spending £1 million in costs against for court cases that they are deliberately somewhere along the line not looking at. Because I don't know. I dare say a QC would have looked at it and says, Rangers, you might not win this. We don't care. We're taking them to court now, or they're taking us to court. They need to get it sorted. One way or another, they need to get it sorted. And then, if it needs must, call out the troops and tell them, right, ban it. We're not going to sell any shirts for 3 years. Something like that. And we'll need to find another plan. And the Bears need to buy in it.
Aye, we shall see, folks. Ain't you what you had?
I'm not as well versed in legal matters as Bridgeman. He's used to being out and in the court, but we seem to be one step forward, 2 steps back. I don't know how we get around this. You can't blame the board at all for not trying to get out of it. They've tried the hardest to get out of it. Unfortunately, by the looks of it, Ashley's got it all tied up and we're really on the back foot here. I'm just wondering if, because of the Rangers support over the last 6 years, that they could put up the season tickets next year by £50 and give us all a free strip. Think you could match that?
Well, can I just say something on that? I'm not 100% sure how that would be viewed in the business world, right? And if it went to put in front of a court, just for saying so, Sports Direct objected to it, that's Rangers distributing, shall we say, Rangers are distributing strips, no matter what we say about it. I just don't know. I don't want Rangers, my personal opinion is, I don't want Rangers going anywhere near a court again until they've got an absolutely solid case. And until they build that solid case, I think we're going to have to suck it up, and we're going to have to, if we have to buy our shirts, we might have to buy them from Sports Direct or some other source. Although I did notice today that JD Sports have put some kit back on sale again. So I don't know if they've got a court order out to stop them selling stuff. I don't know. So over the next couple of days, we'll probably hear a bit more.
Listen, guys, we're also talking about it, but it's coming up. It has a fundamental effect on the finances of the club, so I don't know how we can avoid it, really, I'm disgusted with the whole thing. I'm sick talking about it. I'm sick reading about it. I'm sick thinking about it, Bridgeman, being quite honest.
Absolutely true.
I know how, as I say, fundamental it is to the club and, bringing in extra revenue going forward. Jimmy, anything you want to add, mate?
It's a shocking situation. We're reaping what others have sowed in the past for us. Can't blame the directors and the board now. I mean, it's what's happened in the past. It's got us into this situation. It's a sad state of affairs, £410,000 is one of the figures being bandied about as costs. If it's true that if Bridge is saying there's something, I've not actually seen it, but if there's a continuity to 2020, I'll not be getting my money. I'll buy nothing off him. And I don't mind to no give money to the club. I'll still buy my season ticket, but I wouldn't give Ashley a dime. The board have got to get it sorted out. If he's got this continuity clause, as Bridge says that he thinks it's to 2020, then that's shocking. Like yourself, True, I'm fed up talking about it. I want to talk about the Rangers, what we're doing on the park, but it's weird that it's ugly head again. And we all knew it probably would, because as I said to you before a couple of weeks ago, it's always in the back of our mind, every Rangers fan, it's always a topic that somehow always pushes to the forefront of our conversations. It's disgusting, he's an evil man, and he's claws into his, and he's trying to get every bit of money out as he can. I'm not telling anybody not to buy it now for Sports Direct. They can go and do what they like. No, but me personally, if the continuity sits in place until the 2020, then you'll not be getting my dollars, guys. Definitely no.
Well, sorry, go ahead, Ulster.
I think the only good that'll be Bridge, is it?
I'm putting that into the lobby right now. Okay.
No worries, but
there you go.
I was saying there, I think, the only good thing out of it is it's not a good thing, obviously, we're having to work with this guy, but what the good thing could happen is that at least it's not on his terms. Future deals he has to match. So if, say, JJB or whatever deal they have or would maybe give us, and if it's favourable for us, Mike Ashley can only have the contract as long as he matches it. Am I right in thinking that? He has to match a contract or better it, doesn't he?
Well, Bridge, you can answer that. You've put it in the lobby.
Yeah, I'm just... Look, I'll read it out, and it says, I think in today's ruling by Judge Tier, he agreed with Sports Direct in that Rangers may not enter into any agreements, exclusive or non-exclusive, by any third party, only with Sports Direct until 2020. Then all Sports Direct has to do is try and match it, and it rolls on again and again. But cleverer bears than me, just the guy said, cleverer bears than me could try and clarify it. So there's something going on until 2020. Maybe we're stuck with everything until 2020, and no matter what we do, we're going to have to go through the same pain again, or indeed we can just cut the whole thing off. And we might have to make that decision, as I said earlier, 5 minutes ago and decide that we're not going to sell any shirts through a distributor. And I don't know whether if we opened up a shop, we would be able to supply that shop directly from Hummel and we could sell it. That obviously is a way forward, but we're not trying to sell it over the internet. We're not doing anything other than we're dealing with our manufacturer. And that might be a way out it, and just Rangers handle it in-house. We're done with it.
I can't see that happening, Bridge.
Neither can I, but I'm just saying that might...
It's a good idea in principle, but if he's got a continuity clause in place, then he is wanting his share of the pie.
No, no, what I'm saying is that there wouldn't be any contract with a distributor. So they wouldn't, Rangers strips wouldn't be sold in any shops, only the Rangers shop. Yeah, that's what I'm meaning. So sorry, go on.
That contract, if we know Ashley, the way he's going about his business, that contract that he has with Rangers will mean that nobody else, apart from the people who bid for it, and that was JD Sports or Sports Direct, will be able to distribute any Rangers strips. Even Rangers can't do it through the Elite Group. It was a company that decided to sell them online when that was a shambles as well, right? But I can see this being stuck to 2020 unless we offer, as you said before, Bridge, I know we gave him $3 million, unless we give him a large sum of money to get rid of him altogether.
Yeah, that might be it as well. I would love someone to be able to explain to us, all of us, that if Rangers decide to sell their own strips, they're not signing a contract with any distributor. No distributors at all. No dummy companies, no nothing. Rangers are selling the strips through the Rangers Superstore at Ibrox, which we should own by February, yeah? And if we're opening a shop in St Enoch's, it should be able to go there. But we need to do it I think we need to do it all ourselves, so that there is no third parties involved at all. And it might not be. You might be right, Jimmy. Maybe there's something written into this contract that covers that as well. I just don't know. I can't think of anything else we can do. I can't.
Free shirt with a programme.
Well, exactly. But you know that might...
a programme.
Well, hey, listen. Let me tell you, I would love that. I mean, seriously, I would just love that. Seriously,
that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know yet. But see if that is the case. See if the club's paid £3 million out to Ashley or to Sports Direct, and then a further £1 million in court fee costs to cut ourselves out of one contract to then put ourselves, into another one to 2022. And I think that's shambolic.
You're right.
We were all fed positive feed, about what was happening with the contract. That was it. It was all over. We could go out and buy our strips again, and it's not happened, really. But there we go. But anyway,
true. See, before you finish up on that, we don't know. We don't know what's actually happening because nobody's told us. As I just said, JD Sports have actually put some strips back on sale again.
Well, we're certainly not going to get access to the contract, so everything...
No, of course not.
It's complete speculation anyway, Bridge, but as I said earlier, nobody's winning out of this. Nobody at all, And I recognise what Jimmy's saying, what a lot of guys are saying about boycotting Sports Direct. We're a drop in the ocean to his kind of money, really. They're represented all over the country. I think they're represented all over Europe, actually, He's got interest. He's recently bought a house at Fraser and everything. I think not getting an income for Rangers will no dent him much, It's like holding 10 pence out the wedding scramble with him, I think, But that's the way it is.
Yeah, but not only that, True, can I just say, not only that, the boycott that we had on against Sports Direct was very successful. It's not just they're going in and buying a strip. So if people went into the Sports Direct shop at the big mega store, they would buy more than a strip in general. So it's a strip plus something else, plus something else, plus something else. If Rangers supporters don't do that, you're going to end up with a tat that's sitting in the mega store and they can't sell. You know what I mean?
I think for me, Bridge, man, the people that signed the contract on Rangers' behalf initially, I think there was other interests at play there. I don't think they did it completely.
Do you mean, True Blue, that you smell timmery?
No, I don't smell anything, mate.
Well, I do. A big chunky as well.
Aye, but that's the way it is anyway, but there we go. Can I just remind people, 7 o'clock tomorrow night, Copeland House, Stevie will be there selling the badges, £3 a badge, all the money's gone to a good cause. If I'm right there, Ulster?
Yes, mate, that's correct.
So get along there at 7 o'clock and see Stevie. Give me your £3 and you'll get a badge, but there we go, that's another story. Where are we going now? Something else that was my mind there. Greg Docherty, before we go into Europe and the European game, guys, there are a few wee things that I think we should be discussing. Greg Docherty's getting rave reviews. Stephen Gerrard mentioned him in his presser the day, and I'm sure Fox will be lining that up as we speak. We'll get that straight after the tunes, the presser the day with Stevie Gerrard and Ryan Jack. But again, Greg Docherty, would you like to see him back? Talk about him returning, Jimmy.
Aye, I rated him as a squad player through. I know when he was with Hamilton, he was a decent player. There has been rave reviews about him. Only time will tell. When is he thinking of bringing him back next season, January?
Well,
I don't know.
January's been mentioned, but again, it's a talk, mate.
Aye.
It's a talk, But like yourself, and the boy's a bear. I love that. I just love to see a bear running out there with a Rangers top on. I can imagine what it must mean to them, mate. And all.
Of course, aye.
Like that.
He's a fair player. I think we spoke about Greg Docherty before. I think it was Bridges say, he said that he find his level is Hamilton. We might be doing him a wee disservice there, but I'd like to think that he comes back to Ibrox and that he'll get the same training and skill put forward for him that Stevie Gerrard and the training staff, the management staff have managed to do with others that enhance his skills to get him to become a better Rangers player. But I don't get me wrong, I'd accept him back. He's a bear, as we know, as you said there, true. But if he's going to come back, fair, I don't get any problem with him coming back. I rate him as a player, but I think he's still got a bit to go before he becomes a Ger again, and a first team player. But no, time will tell. I might be wrong.
I would like to see it myself, Jimmy. I think, if Gerrard and his team can instill improvement into Greg Docherty as it has in Andy Halliday and people like that, for instance, so I know where you're coming from. I think it would be great. Bridgeman, you want to come back in? Jimmy saying there you reckon he found his level at Hamilton?
Yeah, I just believe that we shouldn't have bought him for a start. I never thought he was it was Rangers quality, but we did, so I 100% support him. But I think he started off really well, and he kind of burnt out a wee bit. I don't know whether he wasn't getting a game in the right position or whatever it was. I'm really not sure. But I think he's got away on loan, and I'm really, really happy that he's doing well in loan. However, I don't see him coming back to Rangers and being a big success. That's just my opinion. I'd love him to come back. I'd love him to be a success. Anybody is a Rangers player, I want to come back. And he is a bear, and we know he's a bear. I'd love him to be a success when he comes back as well. Let's hope it happens for him. I'm not doubting the guy too much. I just don't think he is the quality our Rangers need, in my opinion. I think he's not. I don't think he's quite at that level. I think if he came back and went to Hamilton, or Dundee, or something like that, he'd be a big hit.
Aye, well, you're entitled to your opinion, Bridge. We've all got them. But, we were talking last night about the improvement in Alfredo's game. We're talking about the improvement in Andy Halliday's game. What's to say that Greg Docherty can't make that step up? As we're saying, is it down to the player being better or the team round about him being better? Ulster?
I think Greg Docherty's a good young player, to be honest. I think he just, we've seen him go down to Shrewsbury. He seems to be having real good fun down there. He's scoring a lot of goals. He's doing a lot of assists. And I think the fans, especially going by Twitter, they're delighted with him down there, the fans. I think he's a cracker. So they're very, very happy with Greg Docherty and what he's offering for them. I think the problem for us last season for young Greg was other players in the past coming to Rangers from, say, one of the smaller sides. They've been probably lucky enough that they've had maybe, as I say, more talented players at Ibrox already that sort of helps them feed in to the rest of the team. And when they need a wee bit of advice or they need to show, if they're maybe going wrong in the pits, if somebody, an older head there, more experienced head at Rangers to help them through games and, and get them by. Wherever young Greg last season, he was coming from Hamilton and came to a very, very poor Rangers side who had a very, very poor run sort of towards the end of the season. So I feel bad for him. I think the young fella, when he comes back under Stevie G, mate, will be a cracking young player for Rangers eventually.
It's a hell of a step up, mate. You're dead right. Coming from Hamilton into a Rangers team, particularly a Rangers team that's struggling,
Rangers.
Sorry, go ahead, mate.
No, I'm saying you're talking about a Rangers team, but true, that were scared to play at Ibrox Park. We've seen that all last season. So if you're a young fella at Ibrox and you're playing with the Rangers side that is literally feared of the crowd and just couldn't perform in front of the crowd, but that was obvious last season. It's very hard for a young fella, I think, to come ahead and do the business. That's why I think it was Stevie G, Gary McAllister, two world-class centre midfielders in their day. The good coaches and the added the likes of Artfield, Ajaria, etc., Koulibaly, all these players playing on form in midfield. I think he'll be a much better player. I think that's why you've seen Alfredo playing better. You've seen Andy Halliday being a lot better and featuring, and Tavernier and all these players, because I think there's a better feel-good factor around the club. And instead of being a team that's scared to get on the ball and play football, we've actually got leaders about the team that want to excel at Ibrox and get the results.
Aye, well said, mate. Of course, Stevie Gerrard said it the other day last year where we did run the Hamilton game, Greg Docherty for you, Fox.
I think you'll need to show consistency with Shrewsbury till the end of the season. He's out there to try and improve on some of the things that he faltered at. I didn't think he was exactly a great passer of the ball. I thought also for being such a strong-looking boy, he was easily pushed off the ball. But playing in Shrewsbury, I think they're the one under the Championship, are they?
I don't know.
He's at a lower level than Scotland for me, and I think he needs to show consistency of the season. He's played, I think it's 11 times for Shrewsbury, scored 2 goals. If it would have been 11 starts, mate, and 11 goals, we would have been taking him back in January, but he's still got a lot to learn and maybe still got a part to play at Rangers.
Aye, well, my big pal, she's got a season ticket for Hamilton. She rated him highly. I was asking her about the boy. Was it the boy, what was his name again? We were linked with the boy. I think he was a striker, attacking midfielder. Boy with red hair.
Ali Crawford.
Aye, Ali Crawford, and she says Greg Docherty's a far better player, more consistent and all the rest of it. She raved about him, But as you say, Fox, it's a hard step up for Hamilton into a Rangers jersey, particularly when you're expected to improve the team right away. You're not getting any bedding in time or anything else. But another one leading us up with the Tunes guys. I read an article today about Barry Mackay. He was saying he'd love to come back to Ibrox later in his career, Jimmy.
When he touch him.
Short and sweet.
When he touch him. No interested. He went, that was it. I don't care. Didn't he? He always thought he was better than what we all knew he was. When he touch him with a bar's pole, mate. That's my opinion, just short and sweet.
Aye, well, the same article I'd read that says he had no choice, he had to go and that was it. What about yourself, Ulster?
Not for me. He had to go. No good enough. Nowhere near good enough. We've seen these players in the past who have one good game in 5 or 6. That you'll never win anything again. Mackay, trust me now when I tell you, he'll go nowhere big in his career. And that's nothing against the guy. I just don't think he has the qualities. He does in small wee bursts, but there's plenty of journeymen through championships and League Ones, League Twos, as in our own league in SPFL. He'll do things the odd time, like your Templetons, some bits of class, but in the main, go missing. So I think he's just one of those journeyman players that won't be back at Ibrox.
Aye, well, fair enough, mate. I'll always love him for that semi-final goal. I watched that yesterday.
Oh, what a goal.
Actually, you know. Bridgeman, for you, Barry Mackay back.
I just can't hark back to what you said there about the semi-final. I think the whole of the Rangers support worldwide thought he was a great player in the making. Had a lot of poise about his game. That game he was outstanding against with the champions of the league, and we put them at the cup, which I still say, and a lot of folk laugh at me when I say it, that to me was Celtic's worst ever defeat. To get put out of the cup by a championship team was just, and not only that, but Rangers. And that was, to me, it's a real scunner. That was worse than Gibraltar for them. However, I must say, there's many times I watched Barry Mackay and he's shone, just like Will Ulster said, for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes. Well, you can accept that if the guy's a world-class player. But really and truly, he was very timid sometimes. But when he did get the ball and he did do the right things for himself, he looked brilliant. He really looked brilliant. Whether he would get back in and whether Gerrard would accept him and bring him into the quality players, some of the quality players we've got there now, and if he would fit in, I'm not sure. But, you know, I don't say I hate him in any stretch of the imagination. But I've got a sneaking, shall we say, I'm going into the side of the boys now and say, right at this moment, no. But I don't want to take anything away from him. He was a youngster. He came through from the lower leagues, and he worked all the way through for us. And he, to me, up to that game against the Celtic, where it was just the pinnacle of his career, fabulous. But we watched him stabilise, and then all of a sudden he just started to fall down a wee bit. That might have been the manager we were working for, so I'm not wanting to take too much away from him.
Aye, fair enough, mate. Fox?
Capable of flashes of brilliance, but too inconsistent for me. When you look at young Ryan Kent, who's playing for us now, I would say he's twice the player of Barry Mackay. And I like Barry Mackay coming up through the lower divisions. He seemed to have that wee extra spark then, playing at that level. But I think he's found out that the grass isn't greener, as they say, down in England, because he's never consistently held down a place in any team he's been with for any length of time. And I wouldn't take him back, no.
I think you're right, Fox. I think Bridge made a good point as well as yourself there about, you know, I don't think he's any better than what we've got at the club already, you know, but I wish the boy all the best. He was a bear and I loved that goal, so as far as I'm concerned, he's in the history books for me, you know. But we've been joined by a close personal friend of mine. Good evening, Boy Shadow. How are you?
How we doing? Whoa. How we doing, Jack? How we doing? Sorry.
Right, by the time you do all your welcomes, it'll be tune time. What's your point?
I was thinking that. I've got 2 points. I'll deal with Barry Mackay one first. Barry Mackay, great wee player, scored a fantastic goal for us, stacked of ability, but like a couple of other players we've had at Ibrox recently, he hasn't got the passion, the desire, just the right mentality to become a top-class professional footballer. For me, I hope the guy goes on and proves me wrong, but I wouldn't have him back at Ibrox. And I'll come back to wee Docherty after the tune, because that's going to take a bit longer.
Oh, fair enough then, Ian. Are you just in for the accordions? Know that I'm hinting at Fox or anything?
Okay, well, you your accordions. We know you've got it in the small print in your contract.
If it does, it's favouritism.
Anyway, Fox...
He got Andrew Dixon to do his contract.
Anyway, Fox, if you can wind up the Jimmy Shand loyal, we'll all go on mute, guys, and have a wee cultural interlude.
Sing and march on through the years of history. Heads held on high, up for the jersey they would do or die. Oh, fight, fight for right, play the game with a badge of glory. Win, lose or draw, well, that's a Glasgow Rangers story. See them march on, banners high as they fly before you, loyal and true, on the way to cheer the boys in blue. Oh, follow they will, marching on through the songs of glory. We'll lose or draw, well, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. Have you seen the Glasgow Rangers? Have you seen the boys in blue? Well, they're admired by all who know them. If you knew them, so would you. For they have played in Monaco, they have played in the USA, but the greatest game in history is the game on New Year's Day. For it's a home of famous heroes, and their praises they have been sung. Willie Waddle, Tory Gaelic, Alan Morton and George Young. And when all my life has ended, and when death has made its mark, will you scatter all my ashes on the slopes of Ibrox Park? And what the angels I'll be singing up in heaven, there up above, I'll be singing, follow, follow, to the Rangers that I love. And with my flute I will be playing in the valleys and the glens. I'll be happy and contented when the Rangers win again. See them march on, marching on through the years of history. It's held on high, up for the jersey they would do or die. Fight, fight for right, play the game, wear the badge of glory. Win, lose or draw, well, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. See them march on, banners high as they fly before you, loyal and true, on the way to cheer the boys in blue. Oh, follow they will, marching on to the songs of glory. Win, lose or draw, well, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. Win, lose or draw, well, that's the Glasgow Rangers story.
Oh, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you.
Tina, I'm puffed out with that slosh. No Mergie's piece. I'm on the radio.
I love it. I love it.
Anyway,
A lot of sloshing around the board.
aye.
Before,
That was a
brilliant.
slosh, aye, fantastic. Brilliant, folks. I love that.
Anybody want a blackjack?
A blackjack. They still
fruit-
sell him.
Aye, blackjacks and fruit salads. Oh,
Oh, fruit, I like a fruit salad.
Spangles or Swizzles.
Nah, Swizzles are alright. Spangles are played out, mate. They're not worth a bother.
Anyway, big game tomorrow night, lads. We'll be hearing from the manager and Ryan Jack in just a minute if Fox fires that up for us. And there's an interesting point or two comes up, and I heard the presser of the day, so if we could all go on mute again and Fox will fire that up for us, if you don't mind,
Oh, hey, I'm getting cold, please.
Oh, sorry, Shadow. What is it?
I was waiting after the president about young Craig Doherty, man.
All right.
I said to get. I was patiently to get your tuning and everything. Then you cut me off. What's the deal?
Come on,
Mr.
Black Jack, be quiet.
Anyway,
Right. Hurry up then, you're holding the show up.
Okay, mate. Young Doherty. I think it was bad. I think you're being a wee bit unfair to the wee man. As Bridgeman was saying when he started off fine, and saying that he was a good player when he first turned up, and he was. He was a great wee player when he first 2 or 3 games that he turned up, because he was played in his right position. He was played as an attacking midfielder, which is what he is. And then I don't know whether he got injured or what, but something happened and he was out for a couple of games, and he came back, and then all of a sudden, Graham Murphy decides he's a defensive midfielder, which he's no, and he never ever will be. Or things like that. And consequently, the standard of his play went down, his heat went down a wee bit because he's a young laddie or whatever, which is something that might need addressing, all the rest of that. And he's gone back down south. So I don't know why he never got on that well pre-season with Mr. Gerrard. That's neither here nor there. He's gone down south. They started playing him an attacking midfielder. He's knocking in goals. He's creating chances for other people down south. Admittedly, it's in the Scottish First Division, but we chose that for him. I wanted to see him play in the Championship, not the First Division down south, but that was the club's decision. So be it. So I don't think we're really giving him a fair chance. I think there's a player in there, if we play him as an attacking midfielder, and particularly he will be suitable against the lesser teams, and by God, we could have done him on Sunday.
Well, fair enough. A few good points there, Blue Shadow. That's what makes the game so alluring. We've all got different opinions, and we're all entitled to them. So well done, mate.
You know what you say about opinions.
Aye, exactly. Anyway, if we could all go on mute, guys, Fox will ramp up the Stephen Gerrard, Ryan Jack interview for us.
Stephen, it's the same story again. You're coming up against a team who the manager's just left the club. What dynamic do you think that'll add to this game?
I'm not sure. It's very difficult to predict. It's the same in terms of a change of manager, but it's slightly different because they've promoted within. So the manager that will be in charge tomorrow was in the setup anyway, whereas the Rapid one came from outside. So it's slightly different, but yeah, it's the same. But it doesn't really affect our preparation or our game plan. You know, we're going into the game with confidence and belief, but with respect that we're playing against a big team with Champions League experience. So I think it's got all the makings of being a really exciting game.
Stephen, you alluded to about how tough it would be, but given the good start you've made, how do you see this game going? How difficult can you make it for Spartak as well?
It's difficult to predict how the game's going to go. I can sit here and tell you how I'd like it to go. And that's for us to, you know, really take the game to the opposition. We need to ignite this crowd again, like we did in the previous game, because we believe that, you know, if we play on the front foot and we're aggressive and the fans come with us, we believe we're a tough team to play against here. You know, if you try and put yourself in the shoes of the opposition manager, and your first game away at Ibrox, if we're at it with the crowd behind us, that's a tricky game for your first game, and we need to make sure we don't disappoint.
After the Rapid Vienna game, some of the Rapid players said that you couldn't match your intensity levels, and on the issue of the crowd, you said they were ready to be rocked by that. On those two fronts, do you think you could do the same with this Spartak team?
We'll try, but I think Spartak come with all due respect, I think they come with more experience than Rapid. I think they play in hostile arenas over in Russia, so we realise we're playing against a big team. They've got individuals within the team who are very capable of hurting us. We know they carry a dead ball specialist as well in the group, so we're well aware of their strengths. The players are aware of their strengths, but there's certainly areas to exploit for us, and I'm really excited and looking forward to watching my team play today. And if we can emulate the Rapid performance, and we can emulate the atmosphere from a fan's point of view, I'm really looking forward to seeing the outcome of this game.
Stephen, you get rid of your own issues with your away record the weekend there, but I think Spartak also have their own problems away from home in Europe. I think it was 1-1 away from home in the last 8 years, 7 years. Is that something that gives you encouragement when it comes to it?
I suppose it does. The focus is not too much on Spartak, with all due respect. We know the challenge is going to be tough, but the focus since Hamilton has been very much on us, and you know what we can do to hit the opposition, and what we need to do to hit our level that we've done a lot here at home. They're in a false position in the league, so we know normally they'd be fighting at the top, so it does show that they have been inconsistent this season. But at the same time, with the change in the new manager, we're not going to be naive enough to think that there'll be a reaction and a better performance than what they've been shown of late. We have to be ready to match that. If we do, we've got confidence and belief in our own qualities.
Can you give us a run through the fitness news?
Scott Arfield won't be ready. Game's come too soon for him. Jacko's back available for selection. Borna trained today. We're waiting to see whether he's had any reaction from today's session. So you might see him, but if he doesn't, it's only going to be maybe minor. He could be ready for the weekend, so he's very close, knocking on the door. Besides that, everyone's fit and available, besides Jamie Murphy, so we're in good shape. Kyle's available, yeah.
Steve, when it comes to a week like this, where we get two massive games, how do you strike the right balance when it comes to squad selection?
It's easy. You just pick your best team for Thursday night and then see who comes through, and then worry about Sunday.
Ryan, how much reaction to get back? Not only just the European game, knowing the big game, that's lying ahead on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. I think any time you pick up an injury or a knock, it's frustrating, but it's about recovery and getting yourself right, getting yourself fit. And at this club, there's always big games coming thick and fast. And as you see this week, I'm delighted to be back in the squad and looking forward to the big week ahead.
Ryan, you missed out on the Rapid Vienna tie. Does that give you that itch to really want to be involved when you watch a game with that sort of atmosphere from the stands? Yeah,
of course. I think you've seen from the way the team played, right from the kick-off, was the way we set up to go out and attack and really take the game to Rapid, and the fans really bought into it, the way we played, and the boys done excellent. So I think it's more just a similar performance, and I'm sure if we put in that commitment and show that desire, the fans will come with us, and we look forward to trying to get a positive result.
Ryan, you decided to join Rangers. How big a factor was for getting to play at this level in European football?
Yeah, I think it was a big factor that I knew that we were building a squad of players that could hopefully make the group stage, and previously I'd missed out on that opportunity. I think it's 2 or 3 times. So thankfully this season the manager's built a really strong squad, a really good group of players, and we've managed to make the group stage. So I think now I've not played the first 2 games, so I'm itching to get involved, and I can't wait for tomorrow night to come.
Spartak hasn't played really often with the same starting 11. How difficult do you think it is for you when you're analysing the game beforehand, and who do you think is going to be the most dangerous player in the Spartak tomorrow?
It's very difficult to analyse pick the Spartak 11 and get it right, because as you say, they've swapped and changed quite a lot, but they do have a core of players that they use more often than not. But my focus is more on my team and what we can bring to the game. We know that obviously with Fernando, anything within 35, 40 yards, free kick wise, he's a major threat. Di Luis up front is more than capable of getting goals. He's always in the right position to feed off service. Obviously Adriano not being available is a bonus for us. He's a very good player as well. So we know they've got individual players that can then hurt us if we don't defend well. And on the day they can be a good team. We just hope that with the change and the inconsistency, we hope that's still going to be the case tomorrow.
Stephen, around a month ago, there was a huge scandal with Spartak player, Captain Glushakov, and that he liked one of the publications, photos that were criticizing the general manager in Instagram. How would you, and he was obviously sent to the youngster team and penalized for this. How would you behave in such situation if a player puts a like on the post that's criticizing you, and then says that it happened by accident?
How would I react?
Yes.
Well, my door in the training ground's open every day for the players to come in and criticise me. So, as long as the criticism is constructive, I don't mind. But I don't think it's a wise move to go on social media and criticise your boss, whether that's in football or any other job out there on the planet. I think you need to show your boss respect, and normally you'll probably get more of a positive feedback from your boss if you're more positive than negative on social media, I should imagine.
Okay. Stephen, can you give us an update on Graham Dorran's injury, please?
Still waiting for one. He's been to see a surgeon in the last couple of days, so we're analysing what's come back, and then Graham and the medical department will make a decision on the next move. So that's one that's getting spoken about, now.
Another question I was going to ask you, Greg Docherty's got high praise again for another performance down south. How impressed has he been since he made that move? And if you so wish, is there a scope to bring him back in January or for the full season? We
haven't had the conversation in terms of our loan players, but that will be happening in the coming weeks in terms of getting reports together on how they've done. We're aware that Greg's shining where he is. We sent someone, Andy Skolden went to watch him yesterday. We're also in the process of having a loan manager within the setup as well, who basically follows our loan players all the time and is in touch with them on a daily basis, so we know what they're eating, we know when they're sleeping, we know what they're doing on and off the field, and we make sure that we collaborate every single match report on our loan players, because they're ours and they belong to us. And even though we're lending them out for experience, we need everyone to know that they're Rangers players and they need to do what we believe is right as a professional. So that's happening as we speak.
And you've obviously been frustrated to miss out on the part of the manager, but even during the spell that you had, you've been able to take things on board what the manager's been doing, soak up information, get things into your head, and you'll be able to put into practice when you get back into the side.
I think it's more when you're out injured, and it's just keep doing the right things, keep eating the right foods, keep living the right way, because it's all key for when you do get back training. It's important you keep your standards, and you don't let things slip just because you're not on the pitch. You're not training every day, so the staff that we've got at the club are very professional, and they're on top of all bases for when you're injured or when you're fully fit. So it's more on that side of it, but the staff have done excellent, the physios have done excellent with me, and got me back 100%.
So there you go, guys, you heard it yourself. What naughty day about your boss on Twitter or Instagram or whatever it is. Apologies for the sound quality there, incidentally, but it is out with Fox's control. As these pressers are terrible, you can't hear the questions properly when you're listening to them on the TV or whatever. And Fox done a great job there, actually editing. It sounds a lot worse than that in real time. So, well done, thanks for that, Fox. Any comment on that, Bridgeman?
The manager's class, isn't he? Different class. I love the way he speaks and how he handles the press. It's very impressive, excuse the pun, very impressive. Very proud of him as him being our manager. His ideas about what's going to, how to handle it tomorrow night. He's obviously not coming out and telling us everything, but he's probably said a lot of the stuff that we've been speaking about over the last couple of nights there. So it's for him, it's a case of they all know what they need to do, and now they need to do it. And we're the same. We think we know what they need to do. So let's hope that they do it. But yeah, the manager's just different class. Wonderful to listen to. Wonderful.
Thanks, pal. Ulster.
Yeah, so it's really good listening to the manager. He always comes across very, very well. Had to laugh at that last Russian pressure or Russian press man. With that question, like, that was a cracker, wasn't it? I think Stevie G answered that one well. You shouldn't be giving your boss any stick on social media. I think he's right there in any regard. But I think he sounds very calm and collective about what we're going to do tomorrow. And rightly so, he obviously gives Spartak respect and says they can be a very good team at times, and there is individual players, if you let them, can hurt you. And hopefully he has everybody, have all the team, our team hopefully well schooled on their danger men and how to approach them for tomorrow night.
That's certainly the way it sounds, mate. Definitely does. Shadow.
I mean, Stevie Gerrard, he's had enough experience with doing big press conferences with being skipper at Anfield and being skipper in England in the World Cup and whatnot. So he's well capable of handling what's chucked at him in a press conference. So it's disappointing. It's going to be tough to replace Arfield. If he's on his game, he's a good box-to-box midfielder, and then he can add that attacking influence to the game when he needs to, and change it up a bit so he can switch between being defensive and attacking. So that's it's useful having midfielders like that. Whether we've got a replacement for him, as Marston's based in the lobby, Jack isn't exactly a player, exact replacement. So it'll be interesting. I think we're going to have to be quite strong in midfield and quite compact. Certainly to start off the game. Maybe we can, once the pace of the game dies off a wee bit, we can maybe become a bit more expansive for me.
Okay, mate. Jimmy?
Yeah, great to listen to him. As usual, the consummate professional. Great to listen to him. He sounds very confident there. I think he knows he's set out his team the way he wants tomorrow, and obviously we'll get to know that, what the wants for at the game. But I'm great to see Ryan Jack here at the presser today. That gives you an indication that he'll be playing tomorrow, and probably in place of Arfield. Glad to see that. But he comes across as a man who knows he's got the world at his feet, and he always has that. But I mean, he's manager of the greatest club in the world, and he's a very confident man, and he comes across as that. And he oozes confidence, and he's given us that confidence, and so that's great. Fantastic presser. I agree with you say. I just wish sometimes you could hear the questions, but that's the way it comes across on the television as well, But yeah, as usual, Stevie Gerrard, Rangers manager, brilliant presser, mate. Brilliant presser.
Fox?
I think he picked out a couple of danger men there in his thing, mate, and I probably agree with David Jesus, I think his name is our top goal scorer at the moment. I think they signed him for Ruben Kazan for about €6 million, and of course Fernando Martins, the Brazilian who they signed for Sampdoria for €11.5 million. So they're not scared to buy in some quality and I think they'll be a big threat, and he's right to be careful in what he says about this team. I think a lot of Rangers supporters have got it into their head, new managers, all this, and our form is absolutely wonderful, but I think this will be a big test for us. They've played in the Champions League in the last couple of years. They're usually challenging for the Russian Premier League. I think this will be a hot game for us.
You know, folks, I think you're right. The nearer this game's getting and the more I hear about them, you know, the trepidation creeps up a wee bit, you know. I don't think they're any mugs whatsoever. They're Russian, you know, they're usually well organised, and as you say, they're well funded. You know, the type of money they get and spend is absolutely ridiculous. We can only dream about it. But I think it'll be a hard task tomorrow night. And if the team can come out here with a victory, you know, that'll be fantastic. We're only one other decent result away from actually qualifying, getting into the last 32 of it. But absolutely brilliant, you know. But I think as Rangers fans and all, we've got to be realistic and realise where we're at. You know, this has been an amazing achievement for the club when you consider we've got a new manager in with experience, we've got a crowd of new players and, you know, loanees, young boys, all the rest of it. We've come through 4 qualifiers and we're at this stage and we're sitting at the top of the heap here, you know. Absolutely fantastic, miles and miles beyond what you would have expected, you know. You'd have bit the fingers off them if they were offering you this at the start. Absolutely fantastic. But again, I think it'll be a stern test tomorrow night, eh? Jimmy? Oh, Jimmy's away out. Shadow?
Sorry, but I was just vexed about something in the lobby. What you said?
He wasn't even listening to you.
I thought I was hearing somebody else was coming next.
I know he holds up the show because he wants a question in, didn't he?
Well, stop flapping your gums and tell us what you want.
Go ahead, Ulster, never mind him.
There's Jimmy back. I don't know if Jimmy, you heard the question, did you?
On you go, mate. I didn't actually. I was attending to my dog.
Oh, you're not listening to poor True.
He was listening to True either, no.
Sorry, True.
No,
oh, you're alright.
Blue needed my attention, so I had to go and see him, pal. Sorry about that.
Right, okay. Who's Wee Blue? Is that your dog?
It's my dog, mate. Called him Blue.
Does he like you?
He's a wee shit, mate. He's a shit Sue.
Ah, he is like you then.
Hey, you know me, did you? No, I did hear what he said. No, just having a wind up with me. I said that the other night too. You know, I mean, as Fox said as well. You know, there is. I've spoke to a few Gers fans, friends of mine, and they don't agree with me. That they think that, you know, I know that great a team and that, and I've tried to tell them, look, this is a good team, and Fox had it right in the head last night. I mean, I know they're 7th in the league. That doesn't mean nothing, but there's only a couple of points between them and 2nd, as far as I know. And I think Fox said that last night. And I named some of the players they had. They have got a cracking team. We can't underestimate them. It's good to see the confidence in the manager, and he'll instill that confidence, hopefully, in the players. But we're in for a rip-snorting game tomorrow night, a hard game, and really looking forward to it. But we can't be under any illusions that we're in for a hard game. This will be the hardest game that Rangers have played, guys, for a lot of years, even more so than Villarreal, I would say. This is going to... The Russians are no a bad team, more than no a bad team, so... Yeah, trepidation, True. I don't know if I was up trepidation. I think that we all should get into this game tomorrow with confidence that we're going to perform and come away with a result. And as I said to you last night, the very least I think we'll come away with a draw. But I'm really looking forward to it, mate. Against a cracking team, I think it'll be a great game. We perform the way we know we can, that we will give them a good game, mate.
I hope you're right, pal. Sorry, I caught me mid-cough there. I hope you're right. It'll be a tough game, but a draw? Don't know. I'd like to see us winning it. I'd really like to see us winning tomorrow night. Are you there, Shadow? Are you listening?
I'm here listening.
You're listening.
Right, okay.
You can stop whopping your gums for a minute now.
Ulster, what do you think?
He loves putting me in positions. Go ahead, Blue. I'll take it after you.
No, he's a course saying that. You got to watch it for that. I think it all depends on how we. I think the game, as per usual, depends on us. I mean, I think they're a group of talented individuals rather than a good team. I think that's what would be the problem and why they're seventh in the league at the minute. They could be a better side than they are at the minute. I'm just hoping they've no gelled together and become a team. And it depends if we get out there and get stuck in about them and then give them the time and the space to get the confidence and get settled and everything, and then play their game. I think we'll come away with a result. I mean, Rapid beat them. I think it was 3-2 the other week. I mean, admittedly, they've got rid of their manager since then, but they've not brought in another manager. That just, it's just almost an interim manager like we had with Mr. Murty. So I think we could certainly do a job. But we've really got to come out and get stuck in about them at the start of the first half and the start of the second half for me.
Somebody talking there. Bridgeman.
Can I just say, let's be honest here. This is a massive game for us tomorrow night. Every game I've said, it's just massive. It's the next game. Rangers are on a roll and they're on a run. And we need to treat every game as a massive game, including the fans. We all need to see what's happening and enjoy it. Now, this team, some people are saying about their position in the league. We're only fifth in our league. And remember, we're a number of points, at least 5 points. I think we're now 8 points behind the league leaders, but we've got a game in hand. So we can't say too much. I think the mere fact that we're on the same group together tells us we're not far away from a similar qualities, in my opinion. There isn't really that much difference between every one of us. But we haven't seen Spartak Moscow, certainly not at their best. And let's hope we don't, because we know, historically speaking, they are a good team. And Rangers are flying at Ibrox at the moment, particularly in Europe, and we've played really well. We need to come out on our front foot, play at our best, let the manager see us doing it, and let's hope everything goes all right. We need to, secondly, obviously we need to stop them scoring any goals or even get shots in at goal, because they have got some players, just as the manager says, they can play it. Fox has already said it to us. They make no mistake, they're a good team, and we just need to watch what we're doing. And if we do our things right, then we should be okay. And I'm all for it. I'm really, like everybody else, I'm buzzing. I'm just buzzing for this game. So happy. It'll be great to see my team in Europe. Another top game in Europe. Just fabulous. Full house, magic. I'm waiting for that thrill you get, Come on, the Rangers.
Right, well said, Bridge, man.
Well said, Bridge. Right. Come on, I'll start what you reckon, mate.
What was that, Shadow? Sorry. Fox, you touched on it last night. This team are in a false position in the league, and you're touching on it a wee bit earlier. Hard game tomorrow night, matey.
Aye, without doubt, mate. They've won the Russian Premier League 10 times, mate. They're no mugs. And as I said last night, they're a point behind the second in their league. Although they sit as lowly as seventh, they're all bunched up in the league table in Russia. Apart from Zenit, who are probably the top team in Russia at the present time and have been for a couple of years. I think the big bonus we need tomorrow night is the fans to really get behind the team, especially if we do go one down, which is always a possibility. We've got to drive the team on and give them every support we possibly can. As I said last night, I think our fitness will tell at the closing stages, and I expect to see us hit a winner late on. That's what I'm hoping for anyway.
Aye, that would be bang on, matey. Shadow, you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. I'd settle for a winner late on, no problem at all. I'd settle for a winner any time in the match. But yeah, I think we've got, as I said at the start of the set, I would keep it tight. Have plenty of combative midfielders in there. Don't give them any space. Don't let them come on their game. And I think later on in the game, our fitness towards the end of each half, I think the fitness will tell, and particularly the second half, we're definitely in more chance of nicking a winner there.
I think the thing I've noticed our Stephen Gerrard's tenure is, he's quite knowledgeable about some of their players there. I think they've certainly done their homework. So somebody mentioned earlier on, I think it was yourself, Ulster, talking about, the schooling of your team, how to play. If that guy can hit a free kick for 30, 40 yards, don't give away that free kicks. I think that would be an obvious thing to do. But I've been impressed, really impressed with Stephen Gerrard's knowledge of whatever opposition we come up against, Ulster, eh?
Aye, yeah, mate, did. He'll have done a lot of schooling on teams, I guess, before, obviously, with Liverpool being in European competition and Champions League at such a high level. So he'll known how past managers that he's worked under, like top class managers who have analysed different teams and obviously done different tweaks for different teams, as I said, like who you're coming against opposition wise, normally in the Premier League, and then it'll be a different sort of setup for whoever you have to combat in these other leagues, whether it be Russians or Spanish or whatever, and how do you combat them? How do you find where their weaknesses are, where their strengths are? And that's why, obviously, he's bringing this into his own management, mate. And I think that's why we've done so well. Like likes of Villarreal away, likes of Rapid as well at home. And I think we can get 3 points tomorrow as well. I think we can exploit their weaknesses, and they must have some weaknesses, otherwise they wouldn't have got rid of their manager. But that's not to say you take them lightly, because they are a quality side. They've had some cracking results this season against some of the top sides in Russia. I think they've actually had a wee bit of a hard running, to be fair to them. So that maybe is one of the reasons why they're down low, even though they're only a few points away from second place, etc. But I'm buzzing for tomorrow, and to hear everybody hoping we can even get a win. If you had said to me this time last year you're going to go into a game at the top of the group against Spartak Moscow at home and have real belief that your team's going to win, I don't think I'd have probably laughed at you and said no chance, But this is the stage we are at the minute. It's all credit to everybody involved.
I think you're right, mate. I think going on the performance against Rapid Vienna and Villarreal, we're all expecting, I think that's the thing. But if you compare, the likes of Matt Warburton, who used to say, I'm not interested in the other team, it's what we do that matters. And then you listen to Stephen Gerrard, Jimmy, talking about his knowledge of the other team and the danger men and all the rest of it. It's refreshing, mate, and I think it's the only way to go in the modern game, eh?
Of course it is. His knowledge of the game is there. We can all see that, playing wise, and he's become a full-time manager of us. But he's got fantastic knowledge in it, and I think the backroom staff he's got, who are doing a bit of scouting and going and spying on the other teams and that, and he'll built up a good dossier on the teams that we're playing against, whether it be home or abroad. But when he was saying today about some of the players that Spartak have got, it just shows you that he's got a good knowledge. But just something I was picked up on, but Ulster was saying, Spartak won the Russian league last year for the first time in 16 years. They did win 7 in a row in the 90s up to 2000s, but they have been challenging for the Russian Premiership ever since. But Stevie Gerrard has done his homework, as what we'd expect, unlike his predecessors there before him. But I'm pleased with what's going on. I'm like the same as Bridge. I'm buzzing. I can't wait to take my seat tomorrow night. I can't wait to meet Fox and that a couple of halves. Be a bit of gab, maybe sing the sash and that, a bit of karaoke, that some wine gums and things like that. I'm having a laugh there, guys. Sorry, but this is the lime sips kicked in. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night. I can't wait. Spartak Moscow are a cracking team, and we can't get away from that. Whether they're sitting bottom of the league or 7th in the league, they're a Russian team. They will be good, and we need to be better. As I said before, I'd be annoyed if we get anything less than a draw. But obviously I want a win, but I'm buzzing for tomorrow night. Can't wait. Baku,
Jimmy, and also, if we play the way we can or the way we have done in the past and put a show on, it sets we're put down a marker to them, because this is a double header. So we're playing them tonight, and then in 2 weeks' time we play them again. Yep. So let them go away for Ibrox knowing that I hope we can let them go away for Ibrox knowing that if we win, they've been beaten by a better team. We outplay them and all over the park. If we outplay them, obviously it's a lot of ifs, isn't it? You know, so
yeah. If we can start the game tomorrow, Bridge, the same as we did against Rapid, then they're in for a shock. Rapid, as you said yourself last night, they were surprised about the fitness level of the Rangers team. If we go with that same fitness level and commitment, we'll come away with a result tomorrow night, without a doubt.
Well, it would be wonderful. It would be wonderful, Jimmy, and all the other Rangers fans hope the same thing. And as far as I'm concerned, always the next game's the biggest game of the season, and the next game's tomorrow night. And oh God, I can feel the buzz coming in. I'm really happy for it. Really happy.
Don't you be going doing all that Cossack dancing now?
No.
Shadow, Stevie G's done his homework, eh?
Oh, you can guarantee that. He was a professional player. He was always fully ready, knew everything about the opposition, and he's quite obviously going to carry that forward into management. And he's also got, he's got a good back team behind him as well to come up with the goods on these players. So he'll know who to be worried about, and who he might feel that might be a bit in danger of getting caught out, and he'll know where to strengthen up to back up the player that's perhaps a bit at risk. So for me, I've got every confidence Stevie G will have them all well clued up what to do. They just got to follow the game plan, and as I say, for me, play that high pressing game that we're so good at these days.
Aye, it's certainly been successful, Fox, eh?
I don't think we get the credit for running Europe by the Scottish press, mate. Any other manager of a Scottish side that had done what we have done this season would be they'd be on about they were the next great manager coming up. Stevie G doesn't get any credit for the Scottish press in this run. It's a very tight group we're in. Spartak are Bolton with 1 point, but a win tomorrow for them would take them joint with us. So it's wide open. I want to see Rapid Vienna beat Villarreal tomorrow night as well. And if we can win and they win, that opens up a big gap between the bottom two. And gone with us already beaten Rapid Vienna. So there's a good chance that we could stay in front of them in goal difference, which it might come down to in this group. So goals tomorrow night are vitally important. Scoring them, of course, but also keeping them out.
Good summation again, Fox. It's a wee duff result somewhere here and there, and we're struggling again, and I think we should bear that in mind. Absolutely fantastic run, and you're dead right, we've known the credit we deserve. As I say, a new manager, a new team, absolutely fantastic. What a run. And as I say, any team in the country going to Spain and getting a draw like that, fantastic. Pardon me. Crowd.
A wee bit of trivia.
Go ahead, mate.
Spartak Moscow are one of the only other teams who've ever done 9 in a row.
All right. Didn't know that.
92 to 2001.
92 to when? 2001?
Yeah, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 9 in a row.
Right, you missed one there, Jimmy.
95, 92, 95.
Right, look.
Jimmy, whoa.
Oh, yeah. I'll put that fishing hook away, will I? Big deal with Stevie Gerrard's talking about igniting the crowd tomorrow night. I think the crowd will have a massive influence tomorrow night, and I hope they're as good as they were against Rapid Vienna. Absolutely fantastic atmosphere, and I really hope the crowd can get right behind the team and push them on, Shadow?
Oh, absolutely. I think, as I say, if the team come out with all guns blazing, and that'll set the crowd going, and it'll just lift the players probably to, like they did in the Rapid game, lift the players to greater heights. So as I say, it's all for me comes down to what the players do. Come out, start well, and the crowd will get back. You give the crowd anything to get behind, and that Rangers crowd will be straight behind the team, no doubt whatsoever.
Aye, Bridgeman.
Yeah, absolutely. The crowd, if they can I know we've done it for a lot of years and years and years, and the crowd are always good with the Rangers. And obviously, I always say the team need to come out, start the game right. That build gives a bit of link between the crowd and themselves, cheering them on, and the cheering it just goes on and on and on and on and on. It just lifts them. So they lift each other, but we need to be able to show that we're doing it. If we don't start the game right, then the crowd, if the crowd are quiet, it doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. We need them to start right, and the crowd to go right behind them. That's what we're looking for, and it'll be fabulous, just fabulous.
See what I mean there? See if you stick at these centre backs and say it often enough, it eventually gets through to them.
That's shocking by any shadow. That's shocking.
Ulster, crowd important tomorrow night.
Very important. I'm actually jealous. I wish I was going, to be honest, but that's what happens when you live across here. You can't make all the games, unfortunately. But the crowd's going to be, like, the noise tomorrow is going to be mental. Rapid was unbelievable. You could hear it across from the TV height and the videos I was watching as well. But this one's going to be even more now because it's, going in from the last game, everybody's had a taste of, not just the team, but the actual fans of the old days again, with the great atmospheres, and everybody will be absolutely buzzing going in there tomorrow. I think if we can go on the front foot, start attacking Spartak from the off, you'll hear the crowd roaring, and hopefully it's a noise that Spartak haven't heard before, and hopefully it knocks them off their feet for a wee bit, and hopefully we can use everybody can be the 12th man for the squad and help get the team over the line. But cannot wait for the game. Everybody who's going, hope you really enjoy yourselves, have a cracking night. Win, lose or draw, that's just savour moments like this. But I'm jealous, but I hope you all have a good time, anyone who's attending.
Aye, well said, Ulster. I know Fox has got out his rickety. He's been one seed oil in his rickety for tomorrow night, Fox?
If I've got to crawl down my hands and knees, mate, I'll make it.
I'll bring the sticks.
It sounds easy, all.
We'll get there, mate. We'll take turns of pushing each other. Don't you worry, we'll be there, pal.
Do you want to bring a Zimmer?
A Zimmer?
Does Zimmer play for the Russians? Is that Zimmer play for the Russians?
Oh, he's at Germany, you crackpot. Crowd important tomorrow night for you, Jimmy?
Oh, definitely. The Rapid game was great. And what made it good, I know, at that game was that the Rapid fans were excellent as well. I've got to say that about them. But the atmosphere was great, I mean, just, again, I keep saying this, the joy, is back there again, looking in my fellow Gers fans. I mean, I remember my big boy Graham and some of the other guys, Peter, John and Alan, some of the boys that's run about us that I've known. And you can see the joy, and that'll be the same. The atmosphere was buzzing, and it will be the same tomorrow. I can't wait. From start to finish, the whole stadium was bouncing. I can't wait. I wish the game was anew. The crowd will be brilliant tomorrow. I'm sure they will be. True, definitely.
Aye, good stuff, mate. But just on that, a wee word of caution for everybody. This Russian ultras are getting a bit of publicity at the minute. They're talking about 300 coppers on standby and all the rest of it. So it might be wise to, be a wee bit cautious in your approaches to the game tomorrow night and everything else. They've got a dreadful reputation, apparently.
There was something on the Spartak Twitter that says that they're going to be meeting outside St Enoch.
Right.
So, but that was the fans.
Right, folks, where we meet tomorrow?
We're going to Buchanan Street now, mate. That's it.
Aye, I'll meet you in Buchanan Street, pal. Right, I'll speak. Hey, me and the Fox can have a square go with any pensioner, but we're no fight for the ultras. We'll talk about this after the show, Fox.
Get the knuckle dusters on.
Hey, it's no knuckle dusters that we wear now. Come on. It's powder puffs at our age.
Speak for yourself. I'll have my knuckle duster with me.
Oh no! I'm past all that. I'll have my chib with me.
Couple of thugs, if you ask me.
Well, you comfy drum chap, well, you would know about that.
You get them,
another
Phil.
one. That's shocking.
You get them tilt bridge, man. Oh, BB
I
boy.
don't want to say too much.
All kidding aside, you know, I know that they've got a bad reputation. It's quite ironic that UEFA have lifted their ban when they come to face us, you know. But hey ho, I hope everybody that goes to the game tomorrow is safe. We saw what happened with was the Osake guy, the Osake fans that went up Paisley Road West and ran havoc. We just need to deal with that one tonight, you know. But rubbish it is.
They've left it a ban to come here because they know we'll get them a tank and we start any of their nonsense. But there you go. But listen, can I just touch? We've got a few minutes left, guys. I was interested in what Stephen Gerrard was saying, I know, about a loan manager coming in. You know, when we were talking about young Docherty. You know, that'll be interesting to see how that one works out as well. You know, you've got somebody getting run responsible for the players out and loan. I think that'll be a good thing as well. They seem to be nailing it in every way possible, you know. Listen, I wasn't wanting to discuss that, but I just brought it up, you know, for the benefit of anybody playing.
What about teams for tomorrow?
Oh, go ahead, have a guess. Stop yourself. Go ahead,
Right,
Jimmy.
if you all want to get in about having my team for tomorrow, me and my boy, we were sitting talking earlier on. I mean, obviously it's going to be Griggs in goal. Tav, Goldson, I would play Worrell, drop Katic. And depending what he said today about Barisic, it's either Barisic or Flanagan for us. And Jack is a holding midfielder. Koulibaly is a floating midfielder. And Ajari is advanced. But obviously we're three up front would be Kent, Candace and Fred. That would be my starting 11. Obviously, well, you know, the usual subs. But that's, you know, I want to play Harley, but between Flanagan and Barrett, the gaffer seemed to be thinking Barrett is fit, he's going to play him. If he's not going to play him, I'd rather see Flanagan in there. And I want to play Katic tomorrow.
I don't think Katic will start myself, mate. Fox?
I need to disagree with Jimmy's team there. That's the team I would probably pick. The only doubt is over Barisic. The rest of the team picks itself for me.
Hey, mate. Yourself, Shadow?
So it'd be boring, but that's the team I had to go on for as well. You know, sort of the only difference only change that really could be there is at left back with Barisic and Flanagan.
Okay. No chance Andy Halliday coming in, no?
No, I wouldn't think so. I think Flanagan. I don't know whether Flanagan had a wee. I said that at the weekend. I said Flanagan had a wee knock or what, but he decided to rest him and play Andy Halliday there at the weekend. He'll want a good solid left back in there. No disrespect meant to Andy, but his lack of pace up against a superior squad that this Russian lot are going to have could lead to a few problems. So it will be Flanagan or Barisic for me.
Okay, mate. Ulster?
Jimmy's team, I think I would probably go for that. The Flanagan Barisic. I think maybe Flanagan because he's been playing, the games before the break and is fit. I don't know how fit, match fit Barisic is. He might risk him. You don't know. He might just risk him. I think for me, he's maybe left out Flanagan and played Holiday in the mind of maybe having Flanagan starting for this game. The only other one I would maybe I'd like to see Rossiter get a game ahead of Jack, only because Jack hasn't been playing much football, but maybe because Rossiter's only back again. And I played
He's not in the pool. He's not in the pool.
He's not in the pool. I keep forgetting about that.
Oh,
sorry.
Marston pointed that out the other night for us.
I know. I keep forgetting. It'll be Jack. Yeah, it'll have to be Jack then. Yeah, the only reason I was thinking that is because he hasn't played much games, but obviously Rossiter, he's not in the pool for you. Yeah, so it'll be Jack play there.
Yourself, Bridgeman?
Yeah, Jimmy's team is the team I think most people would see as the strongest team available at the moment. Welcome back, Ryan Jack, if he gets in. Hope everything's okay with him. If Barisic, hopefully, we're a multitude of ifs, of course. If Barisic is match fit and declared fit, then he would be a welcome back into the team. A bit more quality going forward, a better quality player than Flanagan. But Flanagan's a better tackler, more, shall we say, more rugged in defence. But I think what we're looking for tomorrow night is more people to be able to attack. So, yeah, I think that's probably about right for me. I wouldn't have any complaints. We did say Worrell instead of Katic, didn't we? So, yeah, I'm happy with that. No problem at all. So let's go for it, Rangers. Let's just go out there and do it. Just do it.
Aye, I think that'll happen, mate. He had a poor game on Sunday, Mr. Katic, you know, but still a cracking player, I think, there. You know, he's maybe just suffering for a wee loss of form at the minute, so I'd like to see him coming back into the team in future. But Joe Worrell certainly not let us down anyway. And just with a minute to go or so, guys, can I get a quick prediction off you, Fox? Seeing you'll not be on tomorrow night.
I'm going to go 2-1 for Rangers, mate.
Okay, pal. Jimmy?
2-1, Rangers.
Shadow?
I'll go for, just to be different, I'll go for 2-0 to the Rangers.
Okay, Ulster?
3-1. I think 2-1. I think Spartak will go for it towards the end, and we'll hopefully counter and nick another one. 3-1.
Okay, pal. Bridgeman?
1-0 for me. For Rangers, 1-0.
Okay. Do you think we'll go for it, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I think so.
Go for a juggler for a start.
Yeah. Use our strengths. Our strengths in attack. We're very good at attacking. I think we should go out because we're at Ibrox. Go for it.
Aye, good man.
Aye.
Good man.
Our
So
strengths stopping other teams playing for me.
Sorry, Shadow?
Our strengths stopping other teams playing, i.e. if we get up into the pressing game and don't give them time to play their game. That's what we want to aim for tomorrow night.
Aye, well, I'm sure Mr. Gerrard will have them well schooled to take on the Russians tomorrow night. Here's hoping anyway. So, all you guys that are going, I hope you thoroughly enjoy the game and enjoy it. Stay safe, especially you choose those old people meeting up in the tune. Don't get too wrecked and have a wee accident or anything like that, wringing your trousers out in the toilets.
As long as Fox isn't wearing that jacket of his, because he'll not be able to be camouflaged too well wearing that.
Oh, aye, the white one. There you go. But listen, guys, thanks a lot for tonight. Incidentally, just to remind you, Stevie will be at Copeland House tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Get along, get a wee badge. It's for a good cause. It's for one of our own. So get along there and get one. But listen, thanks all you guys for calling in. I don't know what's happening tomorrow night in terms of a pre-match show. If we get the personnel, I'm sure we'll put something on. We'll speak to Old School Blue about that one. I know Fox will be attending Ibrox anyway. So we'll see about that one. Ulster, thanks very much. Blue Shadow, thank you. Jimmy, thank you. Little Blue in the background hiding there, thank you. Fox, again for the technicals, well done mate, thank you, especially the tunes. I love that tune tonight, absolutely brilliant, that's one of my favourites. And Bridgeman, anything to say?
Yes, I just got this to say, really and truly looking forward to tomorrow night. We're all buzzing, the battle fever's on, so to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, massive game tomorrow night. Keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us. Keep it going.
Aye, well said, Bridgeman. So, once again, thanks to all you guys and Fox, everybody listening on YouTube, everybody on Twitter, all the guys and the bears in the lobby. Stay safe tomorrow night and come on the Rangers. This has been Rangers Radio. Hopefully we're back tomorrow night about 7:15 if we can get the personnel to put on a show for you. We'll be here. Good night, everybody. This has been Rangers Radio.
Oh, every other Saturday, my half day off, and it's up to the match I go. Happily we wander down the Copeland Road, me and my wee pal Joe. Oh, we love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Oh, we won the Scottish League about 1,000 times. The League Cup is simple too. We gave some exhibitions in the Scottish Cup. We gave a Wembley Wizard too. And when the Glasgow Rangers took the European Cup, like the one they had before, we'll rally round an Ibrox 100,000 strong. We'll give the boys an Ibrox roar. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the